Hey guys, thanks for watching my video. Today I'm going to show you how I get a straightened curl look. Like it's a really soft wave. It's super fun. Something totally different than having it be more like styled. It's a little bit more of an undone look. I just blew my hair dry just mostly in the front. Bangs were basically forced upon me because I had such terrible postpartum hair loss. So it was just not an option. So I now have bangs. Thank you, Vivi. And so I normally always just kind of have to blow dry my front pieces, otherwise they just don't kind of look quite right. But otherwise the rest I just basically let air dry yesterday and slept on it. It's kind of just what you get. So it doesn't have to be like perfectly straight before you do this curl too. First thing I normally do is just kind of brush through and make sure that everything is really clean and there's no tangles. And then I basically just kind of divide my hair in half. I have extensions in. I pretty much just take everything above my extension wefts and put them in a clip, and then I'll do that last. But I find it easy if you have fairly long hair, like even if it's just a little bit below the shoulder, to take your hair, divide it in half and throw it over your shoulders, because then you'll actually be able to see what you have curled and have not curled. I'm just taking a pretty good section. You can see here, it's basically just from like the front to the back of my ear, that whole entire section. And this is the Bio Ionic. This is like their long barrel, the 1 1/4 inch. And I really do love this, especially if you have longer hair. Now, if you have shorter, like mid-length hair, this might be a little overkill and might be a little bit harder to do. So I have another iron that I can link and show you guys that works well if you do have a little bit shorter hair. But yeah, so I just take my curling iron and I kind of run over just that top section just a little bit, because it smooths that kind of right at your scalp. And then I just start turning it in. Once I kind of have it in, I drop this and I literally just kind of open this barely, pull down, and then drop it, pull down, and literally just do that to your ends. I'm gonna kind of back this up a little bit so you guys can see that a little better. So yeah, you can see then that this is all curled, that the ends are kind of smooth, and yeah. Okay, so next section is right behind that. And then I, again, just kind of like run it through smooth right at the scalp. And then I start going in, and this time I'm going towards my face. So this first section, I went away from my face. And then I'm going to drop that piece, just barely open this, just keep dropping it, and then kind of pulling it down. And I literally do that all the way to the end. And I'm just barely, opening this. The key to this look is having an iron that glides through the hair easily. If you have an iron that catches, it's not gonna be as easy and it's gonna be more painful. So I recommend, if you don't have a good iron that just glides through the hair, to get one. Okay, now I'm going back away from my face so you can see. I always tell people the little trick is to kind of get used to like alternating, is if your handle is facing away from you, you are going to be going back with it. If your handle is facing you, you will end up going forward with it. And this just kind of helps kind of give you an idea of like how to hold it at first till you get really comfortable. So just a little bit at the top of the scalp. You want to stay as close to the scalp as you can. Drop that down. And then again, I'm just barely opening it, kind of pulling it down. And basically you just keep doing that all the way through. Just keep alternating. Okay, so I got that side done. So now I'm going to the other side. And again, I'm going away from the face starting out. If the handle is facing away from you, you're gonna go back with it. So something else you can do that helps to kind of get used to the feel is just practice with your curling iron off, and that way you don't have to be worried about like burning yourself or curling it and not liking it because it doesn't turn out, or you know, maybe you're like can't get it quite right. So practice with your iron on, just do it a few times, kind of practice both ways, alternating, because it's just a feel. Like you just kind of have to get used to holding the iron, holding your hair. And once you kind of have that down, it's really easy and you'll get so fast at this, I promise you. Okay, so let that go, just kind of barely open, pull, let it go, pull it all the way through the end. And you can see this makes like a tighter curl, so don't be afraid if you're like, oh my gosh, it looks so tight, because it will look tighter than like what you probably are normally used to if you do more of like a wave. And basically you just do this all the way around the head. Okay, I'm at my last section. So as you can see too, it's super nice when you throw it over your shoulders because you can actually see again like where you've curled, where you haven't. So that's always how I do it. And then just stay really close to the scalp initially. And then drop it, pull, drop it, and pull. Okay, so that's all done. I just leave that. Sometimes then I'll come back when I'm all done and do a couple of these like shorties that kind of are funky. So now I'm on the top section. I always do my bangs kind of last. And now for the top, what I normally do is I don't necessarily alternate a lot. I just go back with everything. So again, drop that and then kind of pull, drop it and pull. So I'm not gonna go forward with it. I'm gonna go back the whole time on just this top section. If you had really, really thick hair, you could also do like 3 sections. Like if you were finding that it was just too much hair to kind of manage and try to get in a curling iron, if you had such thick hair, you can definitely do like 3 sections and it might make it a little bit easier for you. Okay, other side. Again, just leaving that front bang out and I'll come back and do that last. And you can take fairly good sized sections in these like subsections. Don't be afraid to take a good size section. I have my curling at 360 and that's usually about like 350 is about where I try to keep it. That's just the option. It's like either like 320 or 360 on this one. So I do the 360. Sometimes the 320 just isn't quite warm enough because you're pulling through so quick that it doesn't give it enough heat. And you really want, because it's such a quick like pull, release, you want it to be fairly warm. Now, if I'm just doing like a regular curl, I'll do like the 320 just because it doesn't need to be that hot and I'm not holding it in the hair longer. So, okay, so just for my bangs, I basically just take those sections, come in, like this side, I kind of come in from the top and just pull them back. And then that way they just kind of basically have a little bend at the end. And of course, got this little guy. And then these, like I said, I've got all of these like baby hairs here. So a lot of times at the very end, I will just do just those and literally just give them a bend. Same thing on the other side. I'll come in just like I did with my bangs with the iron pointing down and just basically like roll slowly around, and that just pushes it back and blends it into the rest of my hair. Okay, so now I just run my fingers through it. The great thing about this look is that even tomorrow when I sleep on it, it will still look really, really fun. It'll just kind of keep softening and loosening. That's okay. Like, it's just kind of part of the look that you want. It's just very, very natural. Really, really, really fun. You can spray like some texture spray, like if you really want it to be undone and like more messy or whatever, you could easily do like a texture spray or something like that to kind of even piece out the curls more. Today I'm not going to use any, but this is the look. It's super, super fun. Like I said, it's just very like loose. I call it like a straightened curl. Tomorrow, the great thing is that because it's already kind of a looser curl, when you sleep on it, if you're somebody that likes to kind of go a couple days, or if you wear extensions like I do and like to go a few days without washing your extensions, it still looks so good. If you guys have any questions, comment. I will reply to all of your questions about it. If there's anything that you like didn't get or understand, let me know and I will try to help you. This is the look. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Tune in for other videos. Thanks.